Hello everybody, my name is Dillard, bringing you back another Spicy Meat to Ball podcast. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into the podcast. Yesterday's game was absolutely astounding, absolutely incredible. The pitching was not great at all, but the offense was able to bail out the pitching with a incredible offensive production. They absolutely did damage. You don't need to score a bunch of runs in one inning to get back into the ballgame, but the Yankees chipped at the lead slowly, and that's all that matters. You work your way, you take baby steps to end up winning the game, and that's what they did, and I am proud of this team. This team is absolutely incredible, and the chemistry is alive and well, and I can't say anything other than that this team is just absolutely fantastic and so much fun to watch. So, the Orioles scored 2 in the first, we scored 1 in the second, the Orioles scored 2 in the third and fourth, then we scored 2 in the sixth, Orioles scored 1 in the sixth, and then the Orioles didn't score any more for the rest of the game, but we scored 2 in the seventh, 1 in the eighth, and then 4 runs. 4 runs in the ninth inning with a 3-run blast by Gary Sanchez when the game was tied 7-7, giving us the lead 10-7. Absolutely outstanding comeback. So the Yankees, this improved their record to 29-17. So I wrote down some notes just to let you guys know what specifically happened as far as the offense production is concerned. So in the first, Gleyber had a home run. He is absolutely going off on the Orioles lately. And if you actually watch the Orioles broadcast, they were extremely mad that Cash decided to throw that pitch in that location toward Gleyber, because they're like, oh my God, the Gleyber Torres, the Gleyber day. He's tearing our team apart. Quit throwing at him. It was pretty hilarious. But Gleyber had a home run in the first. Sanchez had an RBI single in the sixth. Morales had an RBI in the sixth. DJ had an RBI single. Then a wild throw RBI, which was an awful throw. Like, it was bad. I know Baltimore, they've been having a lot of struggles as far as defense is concerned, and this throw was completely off. And then there was a Gleyber home run in the eighth, giving him 2 home runs. Oh my goodness, guys, I cannot express how much of a Oriole killer, how much of a Baltimore O's killer Gleyber Torres has been lately. He had 2 home runs this game. Then if you go back to the last 2 games we played them, which was a doubleheader, he had 3 home runs. So in the last 3 games he's played against the Orioles, he's had 5 home runs. That's incredible. He's just absolutely demolishing Baltimore. They shouldn't even have a franchise anymore because Gleyber is just their new boss. He's the president. He is the new CEO of the Baltimore Orioles. So there's that. And then Hicks had a sac fly, which was just deep enough to tie the game. And then with the cherry on top, like I said earlier, Sanchez with a huge 3-run blast. It was so awesome. Gleyber Torres was so pumped up, as well as the rest of the dugout. They were cheering, and it was awesome. And the Yankees as a whole, all the fans, I can't imagine all the other fans. I was so happy, but everybody else was probably freaking out. It was just a great comeback, great game, and that was definitely the cherry on top with that huge home run, 3-run blast by Gary Sanchez. So, some other facts that I would like to talk about. Gleyber Torres, this was actually, so his stats have went up from this. But as of whenever Gleyber hit that home run in the first, he had a BA of 500, 7 home runs, and 9 RBIs versus the Orioles in the last 9 games. That means with his second home run, Gleyber Torres now has 8 home runs and 10 RBIs versus the Orioles in the last 10 games, which is, it's just absolutely incredible. He's just been demolishing the Orioles. And it also says, another note that I copied and pasted and wanted to share with you guys from one of the Yankees beat writers. This said, Gleyber Torres has 11 home runs and 21 RBIs in 20 career games against the Orioles. All 3 of his multi-homer games this season are versus the Baltimore Orioles, which is absolutely incredible. He has just been absolutely the Baltimore Oriole killer, the bird killer. He's just been red hot every time we step into either Camden Yard or Yankee Stadium versus the Orioles. It doesn't matter. He is the Oriole killer. Just like Albert Pujols was like Cubs killer, he is the Oriole killer. So, other than that, the offense was very productive. Voit had a double. Sanchez had that home run, and then Torres had 2 home runs. Morales had an RBI, DJ had an RBI, Sanchez had 4 RBIs, so he went off today, or actually yesterday, and Hicks had an RBI, and then Torres had 2 RBIs. So, like I said earlier, sacrifice fly by Hicks, and with runners in scoring position, the team was 3 for 13. So, where does that bring us now? The pitching. Pitching was not great. The only reason that we stayed in this ball game was the fact that the offense was able to bail out the pitching. So Hap had a total of 3.2 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, struck out only 3 batters, and gave up 2 home runs. Not great. Then Sessa, 2.1 innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and struck out only 1 batter. Not great either. Then Jonathan Holder, 1 inning pitch, gave up 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 1 K, and 0 home runs. Zach Britton only gave up 1 hit through 1 inning with 0 runs, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 0 strikeouts, and 0 home runs. And then Chapman did his part, closed it out with the last inning. So he had a total of 1 inning pitch, gave up 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 earned runs. He walked 1 batter, but he struck out 3 batters. So he did strike out 3 batters, which is absolutely excellent to close out the game. And total team efforts as far as pitching is concerned, we had a total of 9 innings pitched, gave up 13 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 5 walks. We struck out 8 different batters and gave up 2 home runs. And the pitch count was pretty high, 179 total pitches being thrown, with 112 of those pitches being called strikes. So the pitching, in short, was not there. I am hoping that today's matchup will be a little different. So other than that, before I do kind of get into a tiny little pre-game show about what's all going on today and the stats and all that behind today, such as the pitching matchups and all that information, these are some other key things that I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about. I saved it on my notepad just so I wouldn't forget, because I am one of those type of people that I will forget things very, very, very easily unless they are very important, which, I mean, this is important, but it's a lot of information. So here's the first thing. The New York Yankees in their last 10 series are 9 for 10. That means if the Yankees can at least win 3 out of 4 in this 4-game series versus the Orioles, that means they will be 10 out of 11 for their last 11 series, which is absolutely incredible. It's been a heck of a ride. This team has so much chemistry, so much dominance, and they've been displaying it every time they step onto the baseball field, and it's been so exciting. So as far as roster moves are concerned, there's really only one recently that happened, which was for today, but it said following Monday's game, the Yankees optioned left-handed pitcher Nestor Cortez Jr. to the Rail Riders, and then it said today, the Yankees signed right-handed pitcher David Hale, number 75, to a major league contract and selected him to the 25-man roster and transferred Miguel Andujar to the 60-day injured list. So we'll see how David Hale holds up. We'll see how he does. And obviously, you guys knew that Miggy was going to be out considering the fact that he just had surgery. So he'll be out until 2020, unfortunately. But I do hope he makes a strong return. And I have the faith, and I am keeping the faith that he will have a strong return. So here's some other interesting news. Mr. Sean Carlos Stanton went 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 strikeouts in his first rehab game with Tampa. And it's actually single A, if you guys don't know if Tampa is single A or not. So there's that. But Giancarlo Stanton goes 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 strikeouts. His homer was an absolute bomb. And I know a lot of people are going to criticize him because of the fact that he continues to strike out even when he's playing in rehab games in Tampa. But here's the thing. He's a home run hitter, guys. It comes with the strikeouts. There's nothing you can do with it. He has produced a lot of really great things, and he had really great stats last year. Even with all the strikeouts that him and Judge both had, they still produced quality numbers, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So, other than Stanton, Aaron Judge threw on the field today and is out stretching today, but he's not quite ready to swing a bat. That's what Boone said. So hopefully Aaron makes a quick recovery and he's able to get on the field as quick as possible, just like Stanton. Apparently Stanton's doing pretty well. And also, Dylan Betances did 50 throws from 105 feet today. He will be throwing 5 days in a row with various distances, and he's not too sure what the plan is after that. So that's definitely somewhat of good news. He's doing throws, and he's getting back into the work habit of pitching. And hopefully Betances, just like Judge and Stanton, comes back strong. He can come back as soon as possible because we need every player that we can possibly get, especially all of our deep, powerful weapons. We need everybody as much as possible. Not as in the fact that we're desperate right now because we are winning. We keep winning. But do you know how dominant this team will be when we get everyone back? Whew. Oh my God, we're going to be creating damage like no other, producing so much damage. It's going to be so much more fun to watch, even though it is incredible and it's so much fun to watch already. So, other than that, there was some new power rankings that came out. So the new power rankings, this was as of yesterday. The Astros are first, the Dodgers are second, the Yankees are third. Let's go. Let's go New York Yankees at number 3. And then the Rays are number 4, and the Cubs are number 5. Which I agree with every one of those teams. I think those are very reasonable. except the Cubs. Now, I know the Cubs have been on a hot streak, but here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people, and you can disagree or agree with me, it's up to you whether you believe this or not, but I really do believe that the Cubs should not be 5. I think they should be definitely in the top 10, like probably 6, honestly. But I think the Minnesota Twins should be ahead of them. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on the Twins. They've been a home run hitting machine team. Their offense has been great. And overall, they've been just a great team. I think they're definitely a team who should be in the top 5 for power rankings. I don't think the Cubs should be 5. I think the Cubs should be about 6. I think that's a good place for them, but I don't think the Cubs should be 5. I think the Twins should be definitely 5, and a lot of people are underestimating the Cubs big time. So let me know what you guys think about the Twins. Other than that, another piece of information, this is actually not Yankees related. It's not even baseball related, but I have to talk about EA Sports is apparently very interested in bringing back NCAA football, which I guess they said not only NCAA football, but I heard some rumors about NCAA basketball too. Not really into the basketball side, but I loved NCAA football. I mean, NCAA football 2005 to be specific was my favorite sports game other than the best baseball game of all time, MVP Baseball 2005. No baseball game will even come close, especially with the owner mode. Everything in that game was perfect. From the uniforms, from the gameplay, the graphics at the time were fantastic. The owner mode, all of that stuff was absolutely perfect. You could play as the AAA, the AA, and the single A teams. Just a overall great baseball game and probably the best baseball game that will ever come out. I don't even think the MLB, the show, will ever come close. I love the show, but I don't think it will ever come close to the MVP 2005 baseball game. Absolutely incredible. But this is a lot of great news, especially for people who missed the NCAA series. I am very excited. I really hope EA Sports brings it back. I'm rooting for them to bring it back because it would be absolutely incredible, and I would have so much fun with it, as well as a lot of sports fans. I know a lot of you guys probably played NCAA football when you were younger and probably enjoyed it, or, NCAA basketball or NCAA baseball. So whatever, just let me know what you guys think if you guys are excited about it down below. But other than that, the last bit of news or last bit of information I'm going to be going over for this podcast, because I think this is a reasonable time that we're at right now. This is going to be kind of like a pregame show just to go over some stats for today's game, which will be at 6:05 Central Time. The pitching matchup will be Domingo Germán versus David Hess. Domingo Germán is 8-1, while Hess is 1-5. So Germán has an ERA of 2.50, a WHIP of 0.95. He has 50.1 innings pitched. He's given up 33 hits. He has 52 strikeouts. He's walked 15 batters and has gave up 4 home runs. The other side of the spectrum for Mr. David Hess, he has an ERA of 5.58, a WHIP of 1.29. He's pitched 40.1 innings. He's gave up 38 hits. He struck out only 33 batters. He's walked 14 batters, and he's gave up 14 home runs. So the only thing that he has that's better than Germán is he's given up 1 less walk. So hypothetically speaking, we should be able to win this game. At least I hope so. Considering Domingo Germán is 8-1, one of the best pitchers this year, and he's been absolutely dominating. As long as our offense can do somewhat of what they did yesterday, we should be able to win this game without a doubt. There should be no question in my mind that we win this game. So here's some batting leaders. So I think this is very interesting to note. Here's some key matchups. So Gary Sanchez versus Trey Mancini. Gary Sanchez has 13 home runs, a .265 batting average, and 26 RBIs, while Trey Mancini has 10 home runs, a .303 batting average, and 23 RBIs. Some other key matchups for batting is DJ LeMahieu versus Trey Mancini yet again, because Trey Mancini has been the most productive member for the Baltimore Orioles. DJ has a BA of .315, an on-base percentage of .360, and a slugging of .432. Trey Mancini, on the other hand, has a batting average of .303, an on-base percentage of .347, and a slugging of .560. So, other than that, here's another key matchup which is titled Runs Batted In. So, it's Luke Voit versus Dwight Smith Jr. Luke Voit has 34 RBIs with 11 home runs and has an average of .256, while Smith has 28 RBIs, 8 home runs, and .271 BA. So, in all of these key matchups, we beat the Orioles. So, other than that, here's some key injury reports. Now, Didi Gregorius, this is all updated from May 20th, so just yesterday. Didi Gregorius, he's on the 60-day IL still, so is Betances, Aaron Judge, Mr. Tulo, and Giancarlo Stanton are all on the 10-day IL. So Mr. Tulo should be coming back as well, which is good too. So we have a lot of depth, which is excellent. There's no problem having a lot of depth. So even if you have a hard time trying to fit people together in a roster, that's great. That just means how much depth you have and how many more possible scenarios that you have. That just shows how dominating you are and how dominating your farm system is, especially for guys that have come up from the farm systems. So, other than that, some other key interesting statistics. These are the team stats. So this is basically the Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles in terms of stats. So the Yankees have a BA of 254. They have scored 236 runs. They have 389 hits, 70 home runs, 331 on base percentage, 438 slugging, 3.74 ERA, 1.23 whip. They've walked 150 batters. They struck out 439 batters. They have an OBA of 230, day for 14-7, and a turf of 29-17. For the Baltimore Orioles, however, they have a 236 BA, 183 runs, 378 hits, 55 home runs, on base percentage of 295, a 394 slugging, an ERA of 5.63, a whip of 1.46. They've walked 173 batters, struck out 354 batters. They have an OBA of 266, a day of 6-18, and a turf of 15-32. So basically, in every single category, we basically beat the Baltimore Orioles. So again, there really is no excuse for us not winning at least 3 out of 4. And with Domingo Germán, we definitely should be winning this game, without a doubt. Now, the Yankees' last 5, we are 4 out of 5. While the Orioles and their last 5, quite a different story, are 1 for 5. Or 1 for 4. Sorry, not 1 for 5. So the Yankees have won 4 and have 1 loss in the last 5 games. And the Orioles have lost 4 and have only won 1 game. And that was in a 4-game series versus the Cleveland Indians, where they won 5-1. That was a very bad series. That was also a series where one of the games they had one of the most interesting, most odd defensive plays I have ever seen and didn't even get a single out, and I'm not sure what was going on there, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Not the greatest game for them, and I bet they would rather want to forget that. So, other than that, here's the run line performance for the game. The Yankees have an overall record of 29-17. Their away record is 12-7, while the overall Baltimore Orioles record is 15-32, and their home record is 6-16, which is not great at all by any stretch of means. But that's all I have for you guys today on today's podcast. Make sure you do subscribe and click that notification bell to become part of the notification squad. Make sure you do comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what I can improve on and what I can get better at. And like the video and share it all over social media if you're feeling generous. Without further ado, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day and stay safe, guys. See you guys later.